In the ever-evolving crypto landscape, Pi Network has once again captured attention with the concept of a global consensus value, GCV, proposing a symbolic valuation of 1p at $314.159. This idea has sparked intense debate among community members and industry analysts, raising a fundamental question: is GCV the future of Pi coin or merely a collective illusion? GCV is not an official market price but rather a value proposed by the Pi Network community to represent shared belief and aspirations for the project's future. The figure references the mathematical constant Pi, 3.14159, which is central to Pi Network's identity. However, with Pi coin's current market value ranging between 33 cents and 60 cents, the gap between GCV and market reality has become a focal point of discussion. The idea of GCV emerged as a form of community consensus aimed at establishing Pi coin's value based on decentralization and collective participation. A statement from Pi Network co-founder Dr. Nicholas Kokalis, "Pi is worth what pioneers believe it to be," has become the philosophical foundation of GCV. In this context, GCV is more than a number. It is a symbol of trust and hope in the potential of Pi Network as a digital currency with real utility. Support for GCV has spread across regions including Southeast Asia, the Middle East and Africa, demonstrating the global appeal of the concept. One of the most controversial aspects of GCV is the dual value concept, where Pi coin holds two distinct values: GCV for internal community transactions and market price for external trading. GCV advocates argue that community-based valuation better reflects utility and stability, while market prices are driven by speculation and volatility. Critics, however, warn that a dual value system risks confusion and instability. Analysts like Dr. Altcoin have described GCV as a promotional tool lacking real economic foundation, cautioning that if all Pi coins were valued at $314.159, Pi's market capitalization would rival the global GDP. From an economic standpoint, the GCV figure is considered overly ambitious and unrealistic. With circulating Pi coins estimated in the hundreds of millions to billions, applying GCV universally would result in a valuation exceeding the global economy. This raises concerns about sustainability and validity. Supporters of GCV emphasize that the value is not intended for speculative trading but for use within Pi Network's closed ecosystem. As one community advocate, Mr. Spock, stated, GCV is designed to reflect internal value and community trust, not external market dynamics. To support GCV, the Pi Network community has proposed the Community-Driven Liquidity Pool, CDLP, where millions of users regularly purchase Pi coins to create collective liquidity. This strategy aims to stabilize value and strengthen the ecosystem without third-party intervention. Assuming 10 million users each purchase $10 worth of Pi monthly, CDLP could generate $100 million in liquidity, forming a stronger economic foundation for GCV. This approach reflects the spirit of decentralization and collaboration at the heart of Pi Network. Some community members claim that GCV has been embedded in Pi Network's architecture for over 4 years, hidden within fractional transactions and GitHub repositories. They point to source code evidence supporting a dual value system and pure Pi mapping in user wallets. However, these claims have been challenged by developers and analysts who argue that such modifications are arbitrary and do not reflect the network's official protocol. This debate highlights the tension between community aspirations and technical authority in open crypto projects. Beyond technical and economic dimensions, GCV has had a significant social impact. The symbolic value of $314.159 has become a source of motivation and pride for many pioneers, encouraging continued contributions to the Pi Network ecosystem. GCV serves as a shared vision uniting a global community around a common goal. Yet there is a risk that overly high expectations could lead to disappointment if not matched by tangible progress. It is therefore essential for both the community and developers to balance aspiration with realism and ensure that GCV does not become a source of misinformation or excessive speculation. With the launch of the open mainnet approaching, Pi Network stands at a critical juncture in defining its future direction. GCV could become a catalyst for broader adoption if supported by real-world utility and business integration. Thousands of developers and entrepreneurs have expressed interest in building Pi-based solutions, opening the door for GCV to evolve beyond symbolism. However, the success of GCV will depend heavily on transparency, education, and active participation across the ecosystem. Pi Network must ensure that every step toward GCV recognition is grounded in data, analysis, and strong consensus. Global Consensus Value, GCV, reflects the spirit of the Pi network community, striving to create an alternative economic system based on trust and participation. While the $314.159 valuation per Pi coin may seem fantastical, it represents hope and belief in a more inclusive and decentralized crypto future. GCV is not a guarantee of profit, but an invitation to build a sustainable and meaningful ecosystem. In a crypto world full of uncertainty, GCV offers a compelling narrative that true value comes from community, not markets. In the rapidly expanding world of crypto and Web3, Pi Network continues to defy expectations, not through speculative hype, but through the strength of its community and the clarity of its vision. At the center of this movement is the Global Consensus Value, GCV, a figure that has become both symbolic and strategic. 1P equals $314,159. While some may dismiss this number as aspirational, for millions of Pi pioneers around the world, it represents something far more powerful. As shared by community voice at LikeFollowBro, GCV equals $314,159 is not just a number, it's the voice of millions of pioneers united in one vision. Global Consensus Value, GCV, is a community-driven valuation of Pcoin, the native currency of Pi Network. Unlike traditional crypto valuations determined by market speculation or exchange listings, GCV is rooted in collective agreement. It reflects the perceived worth of Pcoin based on its utility, scarcity, and the shared belief of its users. The figure $314,159 is not arbitrary. It references the mathematical constant pi, symbolizing the network's identity and its ambition. But more importantly, it represents a unified statement from the community. Pcoin is valuable because it is built on participation, trust, and purpose. Pi Network's approach to valuation is fundamentally different from most crypto projects. Instead of relying on external exchanges or institutional investors, Pi Network empowers its users to define value through consensus and utility. This model is not just philosophical, it's practical. Pioneers use Pcoin in peer-to-peer transactions, local marketplaces, and decentralized applications. They set prices, negotiate terms, and build microeconomies based on GCV. In doing so, they create a living, breathing economy that reflects real-world engagement. GCV is the anchor of this model. It provides a reference point for transactions and a framework for economic coordination. The choice of $314,159 as the GCV is both symbolic and strategic. It connects the currency to its mathematical roots while signaling ambition and unity. For many pioneers, this number is not just a price, it's a declaration of belief. It says, "We are building something valuable. We are not waiting for external validation. We are defining our own future." This mindset is critical in the Web3 era, where decentralization means that communities, not corporations, drive innovation and growth. One of the most important aspects of GCV is its emphasis on utility. In traditional crypto markets, value is often driven by speculation, hype, and volatility. Pi Network rejects this model. Instead, it focuses on building real use cases for Pcoin. From purchasing goods and services to accessing decentralized applications, Pcoin is being used, not just held. This utility reinforces the legitimacy of GCV and strengthens the network's economic foundation. As more merchants and developers adopt Pcoin, the relevance of GCV grows. It becomes a practical tool for pricing, negotiation, and exchange. GCV is not imposed, it is adopted. It reflects the collective voice of millions of pioneers who have chosen to align around a shared vision. This unity is one of Pi Network's greatest strengths. In a fragmented crypto landscape, Pi Network stands out for its cohesion. Its users are not just participants, they are co-creators. They mine, transact, build, and govern. And through GCV, they speak with one voice. This level of coordination is rare in the crypto space. It gives Pi Network a strategic advantage and positions it as a model for community-led innovation. Of course, GCV is not without its critics. Some argue that without exchange listings or external market validation, the figure lacks credibility. Others worry that it may create